This week on Turd Talks.
You know, if someone leaves a voicemail, it's pretty important.
It's serious.
Yeah, nowadays.
You either owe someone money or it's a cool opportunity.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, who do I owe money to?
Or it's my mom.
So I listened to the voicemail and this guy's like, hey, so I'm just calling about you opening for Bob Saget. And I was like, what? You know, what theaters do you work at? And I was like, at the time, I've never worked at a theater. So I was like, oh, you know, like here and there, up and down, side to side. They got roofs and windows and walls and stuff. And he's like, cool.
All of them.
all of the ones with roofs.
Yes.
Well, cats will go into the bathroom with you because I was like reading articles on it because, you know, cat mom extraordinary.
I'm very curious about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, they're like protecting you from danger because that's when you're like most vulnerable is when you're using the bathroom in their mind. Because when they're
Interesting.
using the bathroom, they're vulnerable.
Are they expecting me to come in there and protect them while they're taking a shit? Like, do I need to be in the cat room? Like,
how much confidence does your cat have? That's the question, really.
Did you see the Golden Globes at all?
With Joe Coy?
The Joe Coy thing.
I was too embarrassed for him to even watch.
Oh!
And I was in one of their commercials as like an extra, and they didn't pay me or any of the actors. They just gave us free tushies. So I was like, fuck yeah!
Hell yeah, I'll take a tushy.
Take a fucking tush.
Please, welcome to the show, Lauren Dufault.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Y'all got the cool cups. I just got a liquid death over here. Shit.
Yeah, I got my dog shit cup. It's like all sorts of dogs taking a shit. All breeds.
And that wasn't what made a sound. That was the device you had in front of it
Yes,
that I couldn't see. I thought
have-
your mug made the sound.
I have a little device. It's actually like in your chair.
Oh. That was a good one.
Yeah. So I got that.
I love it.
on hand.
I'm a fan.
Be prepared.
So when did you start doing stand-up? How long has it been?
First time I ever got on stage was 2014, and I did it for 4 months, and then I went to New York for like a weekend, and I was like, I'm not famous yet. This is fucking awful. So then I quit because I was like, this is too hard.
Yeah.
And then 2 years went by, and then I got into a situation where I was watching like Jim Gaffigan, and I just felt sad because I wanted to do it again. And then I believe Robin Williams passed away, and I had a friend, Holly, that was like, you should do stand-up comedy. Like, and I was like, okay, let me do it again. Let me try. And then I jumped back into it, and it's been a journey ever since. Yeah. So I'd say like 2017 when I moved to Denver was really when I like went hard at it. Out every night, just learning what I could.
Awesome. Denver's a cool city.
It's very cool.
I like it
Yes.
there. I've just visited, but I went there for 420 one year.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a time.
It's so interesting because 420, how the rest of the country and I guess the world views it. It's like so cool. 420 is amazing, but people that grew up in Denver, they're like 420 is crap. Like,
Yeah.
we
Like, get
smoke
these
every day. We
fucking
don't
people
need-
out of here.
we don't need 420.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
it's
I
all.
feel that.
What is it? 7-Eleven or something?
Yeah.
710, right?
The oil.
Oil. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
7-Eleven.
7-Elevens.
You go there to get the taquitos when you're high.
Yeah.
Fuck
You do
yes.
a 710 and then you go to 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I love
I like that. So, you started in New York, or
No, I actually
This was-
started in Fort Myers here.
Oh,
This
okay.
area.
Cool.
Yeah. Nathan Wallace was actually my first comedy friend.
oh look, we
No
got him
way.
up on the board there.
There he is.
Nathan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good old Nathan.
That is so cool.
Fun.
It's a small world. I'm learning the comedians of Southwest Florida. Like everyone knows someone. And where did you start at?
Howl Tattoo was where I went.
that place.
Yeah, me too. It was a real big community. Frankie Colt actually did a lot of work during that time. We called ourselves the Wolf Pack, and it was just a bunch of artists that were, move in as a crew, and she was really just the leader of it all.
Is she a musician, Frankie?
She is.
Okay,
yes.
I think I know who you're talking
She's
about.
wonderful.
Yes.
You should get her on this podcast for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it started there, and then went to Denver to start anew, and their comedy scene is much bigger. So I can
imagine.
Yeah, I went to Denver. I was like, I am so funny. I am amazing. And then I got there. I was like, I am pure dog shit. Like, this is the worst feeling ever. And and then from there, COVID happened, and then I wanted to move back to be closer to my family. So now I'm up in St. Pete, Tampa, which is bigger than Fort Myers. But I'm usually traveling all over Florida, into Georgia and wherever I can. So.
Nice. So you mentioned Jim Gaffigan and Robin Williams. Do you have like a favorite comedian or some of the ones that kind of influenced you to start?
Yeah.
Is there like a top list that you have?
It's interesting because like I don't have too many like stand-up heroes, which is weird because that's what I do most. But I would say Carol Burnett is a huge influence on me. I just love her energy that she brings.
Yeah.
The things that she's done for the industry as a woman in comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, just growing up with Jim Carrey on the TV screen, like his brother, all of them. Yeah, just like all of that style.
Yeah.
Chris Farley, sorry. That really influenced me growing up too. So I'd say anyone within that wheelhouse.
They were big for me too. Farley and Mike Myers, Jim Carrey, like the 90s, very 90s comics. I think they were, like the Austin Powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just like influenced a lot of people for comedy. I mean, Jim Carrey, he did so many good movies in the 90s.
It's interesting to look at his career because you're right. In the 90s, he did so many things, but then his acting got more serious. So it's like once you master something like comedy, you can move forward. Like Jordan Peele, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, he did The Majestic, and what was another? He did the one where he was like a saxophone player with a bunch of tattoos. You remember that one with Jim Carrey? No,
I don't remember that
Maybe
one.
I made that up.
Hey, that's improv.
Eternal Sunshine. Eternal Sunshine. Yep. Great movie. But yeah, he's like a legit actor. He's really good.
Yeah.
And it shows even in his personal life.
Yeah.
I've seen such an interesting, like, really great change in him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's given a lot of interesting speeches and stuff too.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, he's out there now. He doesn't give a shit anymore.
No fucks given.
No fucks at all. Yeah. Does not want to go to the award ceremonies at all. He's like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
We just saw a picture of his birthday party though the other night, and it looks so cool.
Yeah, I forget who was there, but it was a cool.
A lot of great comedians at one dinner table.
Yeah.
Like, it looks so sick. Yeah.
So you performed overseas, and you've also performed in festivals as the FOCO FX.
Yep.
Longmont Laugh Fest, Southwest Chief City Bicycle Comedy Fest. What was that like performing to like a festival crowd?
Festivals are fun because it's for the comedian. It's about obviously getting on stage and doing your sets, but it also is about networking with other comedians. So it's just about the experience you have as a whole instead of, usually some shows you go to and I need to get this joke right and this joke right and this joke right. But those experiences are more just about meeting new people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. We've met so many people and a lot of our guests just going to the comedy club. And then we stay after. We, meet some people, shake some hands. I'll give them my Turd Talks card. And next thing you know, like they're on the show and we have new friends, new comedy friends. And it's really so much about just the networking.
Yeah. It's so fun.
It's about just shaking hands with people, and then little jobs come from this or that, and that's what I've realized is how it really, like school and everything. You don't learn shit. It's about the connections and the networking.
I wish they had a class like that in school, or at least in college.
I was terrible in school. I didn't network at all, like that. No. But that's what it was about. I didn't realize back then, but
yeah,
that's what it's about. So any gigs that like really stuck out in your mind and like along the way where you're like, shit, this is really cool. Like this is like a milestone gig.
Yeah, comedy is such like an up and down roller. I mean, any art is, right? Mm-hmm. But the one that I'm thinking of is a big opportunity. I giggle because I somewhat lied to him and I feel bad. But I opened for Bob Saget.
You got to fake it till you make it.
I know. Listen. So there's a club in Denver called Comedy Works. It's a very cool club. There's 2 locations. The downtown one is literally like a basement. You walk down there and they have this new thing called New Talent Night, aka an open mic, aka you have to sign up weeks in advance. The first time you go up, you get like 2 minutes and all that. And besides the open mic, attached to that is like a competition. So they do like a new faces competition as well. So at that time, I had only done the open mic. I was a little too nervous and intimidated to like hang out there because a lot of like really funny people were around there, and I was like, I'm not cool enough. So, but I got really brave and I did this competition, got a video from it. You know, it was a solid set for that time for what type of performer I was in the moment. Mm-hmm. Put it online. It was online for years, and it had the name of like Lauren Dufault New Faces Competition Comedy Works or something. Mm-hmm. And then I moved here, and I had a buddy who ran an open mic, and he's like, hey, I have an opportunity for you, but you got to talk to this girl. And I was like, okay. So I get her information, we're talking on the phone, and she's like, yeah, you need to just send me a tape, send me a headshot, and then we're going to send it off to the agent of this comedian that you might be working for, because they were looking for a specific type of comedian. And I was like, okay, who is it? And she's like, I can't tell you. And so I was like, okay. Yeah, so I had no clue. So I took the day off work because I didn't have any sort of like bio. I wasn't organized at all for what she needed. And I changed the name from the video of like Lauren Dufault New Faces Competition Comedy Works to just like Lauren Dufault Comedy Works. So you would never know. It was just like a set at Comedy Works.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so 2 weeks go by and I get a call and I like ignore the call because I was working out and no one interrupts my squats, right? So I was like, I gotta get this in. So,
yeah.
And then left a voicemail, and then I like pick it up in the middle of my workout because, you know, if someone leaves a voicemail, it's pretty important.
It's serious.
Yeah, nowadays.
You either owe someone money or it's a cool opportunity.
Yeah,
so I was like, who do I owe money to?
Yeah. Or it's my mom.
Or it's my mom.
She still leaves voicemails.
Your mom leaves voicemails?
Yeah, she still does.
Oh, my mom just like completely will just keep calling back.
And and all she says is, "It's your mother. Call me."
Like you didn't know.
Yeah, that's it. I have like 15 of those in my voicemail. Like, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
The ones that I never opened. Sorry, Mom.
The ones he never opened any of them.
Sorry, Mom. I just knew instinctively to call you back. I didn't need to actually listen to it.
Which is much better. Yeah. Your mom probably doesn't sound like that.
She does in my head.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Every mom is a Midwestern mom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crap. That's crap.
Absolutely. So I listened to the voicemail, and this guy's like, hey, so I'm just calling about you opening for Bob Saget. And I was like, what? And then
wow, Bob Saget, that's awesome.
Dude. Yeah, so then I made it to the point of there was the day of the show. I got off work early. I drove there, and I'm just standing outside the building. I walk in, and like I look up this long set of stairs. This was in Clearwater. It's a theater, Capitol Theater. It was like 700 seater. Never done a gig like that in my life. Probably the biggest crowd I ever performed for was like 50 or something at the time, like super small. I just come to Florida, so I didn't know most of the theaters, like, and so I look up and I just see like the shadow of Bob Saget, like the lights coming behind him like a comedy god. And,
he's got an orb around him.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. Hey, God, it's him. And he's like, hey, Lauren Dufault. And I was walking up the stairs and I just go, hey, Bob Saget. and then I get to the top of the stairs. And I kind of somewhat blacked out. So this is like a rough edit of like what the conversation.
Yeah.
But at one point, he's like, yeah, I saw the video. You're really funny. Like, where, you know, what theaters do you work at? And I was like, at the time, I've never worked at a theater. So I was like, oh, you know, like here and there, up and down, side to side. They got roofs and windows and walls and stuff. And he's like, cool.
All of
the ones with roofs.
Yeah.
You hear they have seats in them too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, And then and he's like, yeah, the videos from Comedy Works. Like, you work there a lot? You know the owner, Wendy? I was like, sure, yeah, totally been in that building. I know her, totally know her. Never met her a day in my life.
Yep.
Never met her ever.
That's how it's done.
Yeah. And then I felt bad. I lied to him. But I had a good set. It was a good time. And then he was like, next time I come back to Tampa in this area, like, I'll definitely work with you again. It was wonderful. And then he died.
I was just gonna say, don't tell me no. And then he died. Damn. Shit.
So I lied to him, and then and I never got a chance to say that I never knew Wendy from Comedy Works.
Do you think that like Bob Saget ever haunts you? It's like, I know.
That's a weird question.
Him and his guitar. He's just like,
yeah. I see you, Lauren Dufault. I'm watching you from above.
And I know what you did.
Well, I had a few comedians come up to me and be like, Lauren, this was on you. What'd you do? And I'm like, I don't, because it was only a few months after that he passed. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I got the opportunity later on to work a lot last year at the Tampa Improv, now Funny Bone. So I have since then worked with a lot of big comedians too. So
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been quite a fun little journey.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Did the Bob Saget thing kind of propel you into another level of comedy?
I think my mental game, it gave me a lot more confidence.
Yeah.
You know, I struggle with that daily. I struggle with confidence. I struggle with like self-love, you know. Yeah. So having that opportunity, it was one of those moments where I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. I can see myself like having this sort of life. Mm-hmm. And then I think when it comes to those type of opportunities, the 15 minutes of fame thing, you have to, once the ball is rolling, you have to keep it rolling. So yeah. I don't think I had the wherewithal or the knowledge to keep that ball rolling. And it's just been like a slow push, like push it a little and then just take a fucking break and then keep going. But
as long as you're doing helped. One thing a day.
One thing a day,
you're
right? I made my bed
it.
This morning and fed my cats.
That's right.
Well, my cats did punch me in the face in order to tell me that they're hungry. So yeah,
I've been getting punched in the face too.
Yeah.
While I'm on the toilet, I'll be like scrolling through my phone and out of nowhere, whoosh. Yeah, punched in the face.
Well, cats will go into the bathroom with you because I was like reading articles on it because, you know, cat mom extraordinary.
Oh, I'm very curious. About this.
Yeah, they're like protecting you from danger because that's when you're like most vulnerable is when you're using the bathroom. In their mind, because when they're using the bathroom, they're vulnerable.
Are they expecting me to come in there and protect them while they're taking a shit? Like, do I need to be in the cat room? Like,
how much confidence does your cat have? That's the question, really.
Yeah, it depends on the cat.
What sign is your cat?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We probably have.
If you had to guess, what
Mr.
sign
Meeps is a Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he definitely needs help. And I just worry for him altogether too much.
Yeah.
In general.
And then June, what sign would she be?
What is she? April birthday? I
don't
think.
know. Just by, like on personality.
Oh.
What would you?
You're going technical.
Yeah.
And you're going abstract.
Yeah.
I love this.
Okay.
I mean, she actually knows what she's talking about, and I do not.
Well, if we're going abstract, that'd be easier. I would say Yara is probably a Taurus.
Yeah.
I would say Mr. Meeps, I'm staying with the Cancer. Pisces, maybe. And then we have Keese, Capricorn. And then June.
Well, just with a name like June.
I know, right? What are you feeling? She's our dainty, gentle soul. She's like
the one that punched me in the face.
Libra.
There you go.
I'm a Libra, so I gotta.
I like that. Yeah.
Libras, we are very nice until we're not. You know, I think Gemini has like the two-faced thing, but Libras,
until you're hungry, then it's fucking
well, every single career, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's cool.
The bathroom thing protecting you.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. One of our cats likes to actually watch the shit like go down
the toilet.
That's a real turd talk. If you do.
I'll let you guess which one.
Yeah.
So you're a producer of Big Girl Pants comedy show. right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How did that start? Tell me more about that.
So that started in Denver. First of all, I wasn't getting booked at all because, again, I wasn't funny. So I gotta tell the truth, right? I'm honest about myself. No, so I wasn't getting booked on any shows, and so if you're not getting booked, you have to, find your own way. So I started producing my own shows. It started with a show called Jokes on You, and then that built into a show called Big Girl Pants. I started that with my friend in Denver to always have a female headliner. That was like the number one thing, because I noticed there's a different experience with female and male comedians.
I want to come back to that.
Yeah. Of course the guys don't like when I say that, but it is a different experience being a woman in comedy than a man.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to highlight women in comedy because I saw that women weren't getting opportunities that they truly deserve because of the fact that maybe like they're a woman. I've had people tell me like women don't sell tickets. It's like, no, we do though.
Yeah.
We do. So it started that way.
Women like to laugh, and they also poop too.
We poop and laugh at the same time sometimes too.
I'm glad you're honest. I'm able to break through these
I relate
barriers.
to that.
Yeah. And so I had the show. It was just like, we had the show. It was just a regular showcase. We'd have all the comedians and then female headliner. And then I wanted to make the show a little more interesting. So me and my co-host decided to have a game show instead of just a comedy show.
That's fun.
Yeah, we started with the theme of like Jeopardy, and we asked 2 male comedians to come on the show. And we would ask them questions about women, and they were all categorical, like, scientific-based anatomy stuff, cultural, historical. And the more that they would get right, the more stage time they would get. So there would be a winner and a loser. So then when I moved here, we had it at a theater called Spitfire.
Okay.
Up in St. Pete, and it ran for like 2 years. Right now it's kind of on a hiatus. The game, it's a lot of work to put together. And so started that with the idea that I wanted women to be, seen more in comedy, and that's about it. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun doing it, and sometimes you got to take a break from being a producer, because then once you get booked more shows, you're like, I got so much going on, and then the lifestyle of a producer is so different than the lifestyle of a comedian, right?
Yeah.
So I'm back to just being a comedian now, but it's always there, right? I can always just bring it on back.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
So what do you do to fight that stereotype of like women aren't as funny or women won't sell out shows? How do you navigate that?
Oh my gosh. Quite honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like every day I have a new thought on it, but
because it's such a man's comedy, such a men world, and it kind of has been that way for a long time until pretty recently. I feel like more and more women are trying to break through and becoming sort of the A-list, if you will, comedians, and like booking stadiums and things like that. But it's taken a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the question was just how do I handle that within the comedy community?
Like when somebody tells you like, oh, women don't sell out shows, like,
oh, then you're just not my audience.
Yeah.
Like you can go fuck yourself too,
yeah,
but you're also just not my audience.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also just fuck off. Mm-hmm. I've noticed that comedy it is about being funny, but it also is about finding your audience and your crew, the people that relate to you, Yeah. Last year when I was working a lot at the Improv, I got to see a lot of different comedians come in, and each audience has such a different energy.
Yeah.
We noticed this too.
Yeah. So I've just been trying to tell myself every day, like, okay, just to find your people. Who cares if Joe Schmo over there doesn't think you're funny? Like, he's doing his own life. He can listen to the Joe Rogan podcast on repeat as much as he wants.
Yes.
No hate to Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
but like, So I just would say, keep my head down, work on my jokes, find the audience
Find your people.
Find my people. Yeah, find your people and fuck the rest.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. I still struggle with it, but it's just something I have to tell myself.
Yeah. I think that's something that all comedians struggle with, is finding their niche. And we've noticed that, like, different nationalities, like the other day or other week, we went and saw an Italian comedian, Freddie Rubino, and the whole place was Italian. And then we saw another guy who was Indian, and then like the cultures come out. Like there's another guy from Brazil, and then all these Brazilian people came. So it's like, I feel like the cultures really support their people, and maybe women need to come together and just support women in comedy, you know?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. I would say more so, right now my audience is just like, it is women. My audience is mostly women, drunk women.
Yeah. Girls' night out kind of thing.
Yeah, more so that. St. Pete is more of an eclectic place than most people think. Yeah. So there is the audience, the market for that there. Totally. Which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to find your peeps, though.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
I saw a great comedian here in town, and it was just the group of people that night were not having it. You know, they weren't giving her a laugh at all.
Who?
Oh, I wish I could remember her name. Bailey.
Sarah Bailey?
Bailey Grimes?
Is that
I think that might be it.
That was her. She was down from Miami and Boston were her two things. And I literally said, please don't stop. You're so funny. Go to St. Pete. I was like, Naples.
This is not your place.
She was doing amazing stuff about like Vanessa Carlton and like really, really good content.
Wait, does she live here?
Not anymore.
I think she might have been in Miami.
Yeah. And now she's in Boston.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No offense to Naples comedy, but there's like...
offense. Offense.
Goddamn. Offense to Naples comedy.
Yeah, you know?
Offense. Yeah.
There's rough crowds.
Yes.
Old, angry people with very high expectations.
Yeah. It's funny because when I started comedy, I had hair, and then I shaved it bald about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and the energy that I got from the audiences that I was in front of completely changed. And I did a show in Naples a few months ago, like I think it was like 6 months ago. And you're right, it was just like the older crowd, and I had to learn how to switch up my own energy on stage with no hair, just be like, hey, you 78-year-old man, I'm gonna make you laugh. Oh, look at me, I'm so dumb.
Good for you that you can do it like that, though, on the dime. It's really important. Down here, I don't think a lot of people realize.
Yeah, they just do their bit that they always do, and they can't really switch it up. And then the old people are like, "You're not making me laugh."
Make me laugh.
Yeah, this is shit.
They kind of have the energy of, you know, that little boy, and I think it's Wedding Crashers, where he's like, "Make me a clown, or make me a bicycle clown."
Yes.
Make me laugh, you clown.
Yeah, Nathan said there. He's like, sometimes I'll look down and I'll see the people eating their food, and he's like, make me laugh, fat man.
Yeah.
that was one of his clips from our podcast.
Yeah, they're ruthless, man.
Man, those fucking old people. And they don't like to laugh. It's like, why are you at a comedy show if you don't want to
fucking laugh? Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Maybe the laughter will take them out. Maybe I don't, that went far. Sorry, guys.
I love it.
So what are your thoughts on like the current trends in comedy and sort of where comedy's headed right now? Do you think it's in a good direction or not so much?
I make this face because I actually have been talking about this. The comedy community right now, a lot of people are talking about Austin, Austin, Texas.
Yeah, because Joe Rogan took everybody to Austin.
Well, it's not just Joe Rogan. It's Kill Tony. Have you guys seen Kill Tony before?
Yes.
Yeah, so that type of comedy, like the roasting and, you know, more of like abrupt comedy is very, I've been 7 years. I feel like this is the most I've heard people talk about roasting. So I would say I don't like that trend because I'm a sensitive soul and I don't like to be roasted or roast other people. Yeah. Because like at Libra, like we'll be so nice until we're not. And then it's like, so...
I don't think I'd like to be roasted.
It's not fun. I roast myself every day when I wake up. Like, I'm okay without anyone else doing it. You know, like,
that's so true.
So I I don't like the trend of roasting, and I don't like the trend of everyone thinking they need to be in Austin in order to be a part of something that, you know, is not for everybody. Like Cam Patterson, you know, from Orlando, he went to Austin, got a huge opportunity on Kill Tony, and everyone is like, oh, I'm going to do the same thing. It's like, well, the chances of you doing that was his opportunity. That was his chance, right? He was meant to have that chance because he's funny, and that's what happened. But I don't know if that's going to happen to you. And the more people that move there, the more competition you have. So it's almost
like the LA thing. Everybody moves to LA to be famous. Then you realize there's millions, not even a million, millions of people all trying to do the same fucking thing. And it's like, man, you're small fish in a huge pond where if you stay in your city, you could be a big fish in a small pond. You know what I mean? And then work your way to an Austin or LA or whatever.
Yeah. Even finding other cities that are, at least for me, finding cities that are smaller but have the potential to get there. You know, like I was just talking to a comedian the other day. She's been living in Austin for years, and she now works at the Mothership, and she has that experience because she was there before everybody else. So she was in it before everyone's like, let me get a piece of that pie. So there are some cities in my mind where I've heard, you know, well, Nate Bargatze is in Nashville. Like, I've visited. It's really cool. You know, it's in the center of everything. Like, there's a potential there, but at least for me, I would want to get in there before it turns into like everybody gotta get there, you know? So that's, to answer your question, that's the trend that I'm not hopping on. I'm not getting on the train to Austin. Not going to Austin.
So interesting.
It's like the old saying, the grass is green where you water it.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I like that
The
one.
shit is stinky where you flush. I don't know.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate you embracing the brand.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
So what do you think about like comedy and social media and yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a struggle because, you know, you want to focus on being a comedian, but then you're like, but I have to market my shows, you know, like I have to get a pro Canva account and I have to sit there for hours and make this poster.
Yeah.
And then so you're learning all these other skills that these comedians years before the internet didn't have to learn.
Yeah,
it was a different type of
that's time taken away from
the craft.
Your craft, yeah.
Yeah. So I hate it.
Yeah. I got to be honest, I'm with you there. I was never a social media person, but like it's just part of being in any entertainment these days or any artist. You got to do it, and it just sucks.
Yeah. I try and have fun with it at least, but
I
do give myself breaks. Like, I don't try and put pressure on myself to post every day and get followers. I mean, it'd be nice, but
yeah, we're not saying don't follow us and like us.
Follow and like us. Subscribe.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how it feels.
Do you want to be full of shit?
But we fucking
you
hate
follow us, Turd Talks.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, did you see the Golden Globes at all?
With Joe Coy?
The Joe Coy thing.
I was too embarrassed for him to even watch.
Oh.
I was
boy.
I love that.
I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No.
That's okay. We only just watched it recently. And the only note that I would say is it wasn't bad. His material wasn't bad. And clearly other people wrote it as well. It wasn't just him. But he just kept apologizing and making like excuses for the bad jokes. Like, oh, I've only had 10 days to do this. And this one wasn't even written by me. And the ones that you're laughing at were mine. And he had no confidence in what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ruined him. If he had just went up there with a I don't give a shit attitude, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
But he just had no confidence.
He laughed at every joke he said.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
He laughed.
He did.
And he go like, like right here, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I love how you turned to the side. You're like,
It
It was mad weird, wasn't it?
It was.
Didn't he do that?
He did. It was like
I don't know if it's his like nervous thing or whatever, but it was really bizarre, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Like I was like, has he ever been on a stage before in his life? Like,
I know Joe Coy sells out stadiums, and like he's a big comedian.
He's gonna be at the Barbara B. Man this year, I think.
The Barbara
You heard
B.
it
Wow.
over there.
Get over to the Barbara B. Man, will ya? Get a ticket while you still can, you asshole.
He'll make you laugh.
If he doesn't, fuck you.
You get a bicycle too. I'm just
Sorry, it just wasn't that funny. It just wasn't funny. It just wasn't funny.
Can't laugh at your own jokes when they're not funny, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think
it was not a genuine laugh. That was the thing.
You think he was just like panicking? Because
Yeah.
honestly, like there are times on stage where I will panic and be super scared, but you can't tell because I'm not showing it. You know, 'cause I'm a smooth stand-up comedian.
Smooth operator.
I also don't know his schedule on a daily basis, so I don't know if he continues to go to open mics. Open mics are really the trenches of comedy where you learn how to maneuver around hecklers and noise
take
and light.
the bullets.
Yeah,
of comedy.
so you really like harden yourself as a performer, and when you get famous and when you get that big, you have shows, you have all this other stuff going on, so like open mics aren't that important anymore. So it almost is like, has he gotten so famous and so big that he's lost touch with what stand-up comedy actually is? Plus, I mean, it is an award show for actors, and those are two very different fields, right? Stand-up comedians and actors are not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So it could have been like a booking issue where he probably wasn't the right person to do it, but also, it was like me and Bob Saget. He should have fucking lied.
Should have lied,
Joe Coy.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wanted the job.
No.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I think maybe they just knew no matter how well or shitty they did, they were going to get roasted. So Joe Coy was just the fall guy, I think.
You think? The Illuminati.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
They asked a lot of people, and I know they were only 10 days out, and they still didn't have somebody like locked in.
Do you know how many people did they ask? I didn't even.
I don't know
this
who was on the list, but
You need to know the list.
I think Joe Coy was the bottom.
Somewhere
somewhere at the bottom.
Oh my god.
That's what
Yeah.
it made it seem like. Yeah.
Oh.
They were scrambling and scrambling and scrambling.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of comedians that are talking about him and what happened, and a lot of them are like, he sounded like a regular open micer at a show. And I mean, people are saying this about Matt Rife too with his special.
Yes.
It's just like, he's just literally, I watched 10 minutes of his special and I was like, I've seen this at open mic last night. Like I literally watched someone do a more shitty version of this joke, but there it is.
Yes.
So
It's exactly what we said pretty
Yeah.
much too.
I think it might be like the thing you said, where they just lose that edge of like having to deal with hecklers and the trenches of comedy, and you reach a point where it's just like it's fluffy shit.
yeah.
They're just reading like Facebook memes.
It's like the plot of
On stage,
Rocky. It's
you
like
know?
Rocky 3.
Yeah.
It's exactly the plot of Rocky
Yeah.
3.
Joe Coy is Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Coming this spring, Joe Coy.
Yeah,
in
where they've been
Rocky.
getting him like bullshit fights,
Yeah.
and he thinks he's
yeah.
the champ, and then they realize that,
They're using him to knock him right down.
yeah.
That's sad.
Well, we'll see where his career goes.
Yeah, I hope
After
I like
this.
Joe Coy. I mean, I've seen his specials and they were good.
Yeah.
So I hope he keeps. I hope this doesn't like really fuck him up. You know what I mean? Hope this doesn't end his career.
Well, he should just come to Naples and then he can rethink it.
They'll love him here. Yeah. They'll love him in Naples.
Exactly.
So we have a reoccurring segment on the show that we do. It's called "That's My Shit." So I'm gonna rapid fire some questions for you.
Oh
and
my
you,
God.
You tell me what's your shit.
Okay,
Or
I'm
your
ready.
All right, ready? All right, here we go. Favorite music genre?
Bluegrass.
Bluegrass.
No. French Afro.
French Afro.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
French Afro.
Interesting. Movie genre?
Favorite movie genre is comedy.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite comedy? you have like a number one that you just watch over and over?
My favorite movie is a romantic movie called Cinema Paradiso from the 80s, though, which is weird. I like watching comedies, but romantic movie, I'm a hopeless romantic.
Never seen it.
I love that.
It's in Italian. Yeah, it's great.
Put it on the list. It's in Italian?
Yeah, Cinema Paradiso.
Okay. I'll have to get really high.
Sounds like something I would really like.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Okay, Amy Poehler or Tina Fey?
Oh, God, Amy Poehler.
Oh,
She's
I'm sorry.
shocked.
I'm like a diehard Tina Fey.
I was not expecting that.
I'm sorry. I didn't expect to react that way either. I'm sorry.
I choose Amy Poehler because either way, they're going to call the other and be like, do you want to come to lunch? And so either way, it's going to be both.
One or the other. Yeah.
Right, yeah, you kind of, it's a package deal.
Yeah.
Favorite side dish?
French fries.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Best Spider-Man, is it Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland?
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Toby.
Yeah.
All day.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
This, I don't
Not
even...
necessarily one you believe in, but one that maybe just you're entertained by or, think is funny.
The spaghetti religion, or they have like the fucking shit on their head.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. You're
Yeah.
fun. Let's smoke weed together.
I'm hungry. Let me eat your hat. Flying spaghetti monster.
I know someone who, one of our friends is an ordained minister for the spaghetti people.
Yes.
Like, they could actually marry people as a spaghetti priest or whatever,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Good to know.
Efficient. Yeah, it's a real thing.
It was a fun thing to read about on the internet growing up. I remember that always coming up. Everyone's like Googling it and like, I love that
religion,
shit.
yeah.
Good one.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you know they smoke mad weed, those
Oh,
spaghetti
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So a lot of people have asked us, like our last guest, like why turd and why poop? And I really thought about it recently. And there was an interview with Trevor Noah on Hot Ones. Do you watch that?
Like I've seen
The show where they
clips.
eat the fucking wings. And he was talking about poop and how like it's the one thing that unifies us as people. Like doesn't matter if you're the Pope or the president, we all shit and we all look ridiculous while we do. It's embarrassing, And I think it actually is like the one thing that unifies us as people, and we need to talk about it more.
Yeah.
It's like a taboo thing. We don't talk about poops.
Yep.
So I was like, why do we do poops? Number one, because it's funny. Poops and farts are just universally funny. And because it's a uniting thing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to ask you some poopy questions.
Love it.
We're getting into the poopy segment of things here.
Let's do it.
The turd talk. So when you're on stage and you have to rip a fart, what do you do?
I can't feel my body on stage, so I do not fart.
Oh, you just go feel completely numb. Just,
I black out.
Yeah.
I completely black the fuck
She's
out.
paralyzed. Okay.
so you might be farting. You just
don't know.
you might be farting. You just
If
don't.
the
you're not
audience
aware.
is like, I'm probably not funny and also shit my pants.
I love it. So we've recently realized that there are many ways to poop. I thought there was just one way, but there's a lot of different techniques. Are you a standard pooper? Just you sit on the toilet and you wipe from the back? Just
I have a bidet.
oh wow, okay.
Here we go.
We got one of those too.
Okay.
Very, very fancy.
Love it.
Yes,
Love it,
Yeah.
love
yes.
Is it the Tushy?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom.
Yep.
Classy. Mm-hmm. It doesn't warm up, but it's still pretty good. It's not like warm water up your ass, but it's
Yeah, no, I have a whole joke about my bidet too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really get into it.
Nice.
I got this bidet because I was in Denver at the time and I was in one of their commercials as like an extra and they didn't pay me or any of the actors. They just gave us free tushies. So I was like, fuck yeah.
hell yeah, I'll take a Tushy.
I'll take a fucking tush.
I love it.
Let me get a tush for this tush.
Yes. That's awesome.
So pretty standard, but also just very French about it.
yeah, elevated.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that it's just a normal situation because some of the answers we've got were a bit surprising.
Yes.
I don't want to out anybody, but like
What did Nathan Wallace say? I'm just kidding.
Nathan-
I'm just kidding.
He was fine.
Nathan.
what did Nathan say about his shits?
I believe Nathan was fine. It was Dennis.
Right, it's Dennis who he stands up to wipe. Let's just start with that. And then a leg goes up on the seat and he claimed that it's like significantly better access to the crack and to the asshole. So I actually I told him I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to try it. Was no better. I actually think the access is better sitting down.
Yeah.
So I did like a science experiment. Like, what was that show that the guys had?
Oh,
Like,
Mythbusters.
Yeah, it was like a Mythbuster. It was like a Mythbuster moment.
Shitbusters.
Yeah.
Yes, new segment. Yeah.
Shitbuster.
Shitbusters. Fuck yeah.
So I did a Shitbusters, and I'm sorry, Dennis. It's not true.
Dennis, it's okay, really.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Another guy we knew does this thing called aerial dumps, where he gets up on top of the stall like Spider-Man and shits from way up high.
Like a spider dump.
Like a spider dump.
I don't think I go to the gym enough to do that.
Yeah,
I'm so
very
out of
strong.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes serious core.
Yeah.
I think I would like tear my asshole or something.
Not fun.
Yeah.
No, I'm
something
fine.
would tear. Yeah. So do you have any like shit stories from being on the road that kind of stick out?
On the road specifically.
Maybe
Oh,
like
or but throughout your life.
yeah,
you know?
not even on the road.
Oh my god. It's not so much as like a singular shit story. It's a prolonged I can't shit story. I was again in
That
Denver
works.
right before I moved here during COVID, which is the perfect time to be constipated. Right? You're home alone.
Yeah.
You're like,
Nothing else to do.
yeah, no, I just remember like I've never felt that much stress on my body when I didn't shit. I didn't shit for like a month and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I did end up being pregnant though. That was the whole thing.
Oh my god.
So when you finally shit, was it like a football sized shit or
It was a baby.
okay,
No, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm understanding.
Baker Mike.
Out of your ass.
That was a harsh joke. I apologize. No, I don't. No, yeah, it was because I was pregnant and my body was like stressed the fuck out. And then yeah, I got the borscht and then it was fine.
Good for you.
Women should make their own choices.
Yep. Preach.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank God for Denver. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
just
Florida's not headed in the right direction
Definitely
at all on that one.
No.
fucked.
So I'm just going to keep talking about poop because I'm excited.
I love it.
I have a new pooping technique that I'm trying. If you're interested to try this next time you're on the shitter.
Okay.
When you really have to shit and you know it's going to be like an instant, kind of the one where you've been waiting a little bit. And you're like,
Yeah.
if I don't get to the toilet right now, I'm going to shit. So you go and you instantly, as you're pushing, you're flushing. So it's like a...
So
And
is
then-
this in a public or a private?
No, this is at home. Don't ever try this. Do not try this in public. Disclaimer.
Kids.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Only at home.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I guess you could do it in public because the whole thing is like the shit only touches the air for like a second and then it's gone and there's no smell.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of a fun thing where you have to time it out perfectly, like, and it has to be a quick shit. Like,
I think he's been referring it to as the Mission Impossible.
that's it.
Okay.
It's like a Tom Cruise kind of stunt.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a follow-up question about this strategy for shit.
Yeah.
Why are you avoiding the smell?
It's honestly, for me, the smell isn't an issue.
Then what's the real
it's
issue?
Fun. It's honestly just fun. it's just kind of fun, you know? It's like, can I get the timing right, you know? Yeah.
It's fun. It's like a competition with yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't make it. Sometimes like it's a little more shit than you expected. And you're like, oh man, didn't make it today. Darn.
And you guys got 4 cats. Going back to the cat thing, they're probably all just staring at you while this is happening.
They're all gathered around
Yeah.
in a little half semicircle.
Because the fourth one has to watch the shit fly down. So,
Yeah. Yep. So,
Okay.
So you said you lived in Naples for a while, right?
I lived in a lot of places in Naples. Yeah, I just kind of bounced around.
And what was your experience like here? Did you enjoy it? Yeah.
I did. Okay, looking like I
We know.
pulled off the I
We
pulled off
know.
the exit and I was like, I kind of miss I miss some things about it, but mostly I look back and tell myself like I was not in a good place, like living in Naples, Florida. And I know it works for some people, but I think I just drank so much. Like I've been 2 years sober from alcohol, 2.5 years.
Good for you.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Yeah, it's definitely changed my life. I'm a new human.
Still smoking mad weed though.
Fucking all the weed.
Yeah.
All the weed, man.
Yeah,
man.
yes.
Good for you.
Yeah. I should probably stop that too, but not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not on this show.
Not on this show. Yeah, but I was really into drinking. I was working in restaurant. I worked at South Street for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I worked at Tacos and Tequila, the
Nice.
original
T&T.
location.
Oh,
T&T,
okay.
Davis?
baby. Before the second one opened. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's
The original.
Davis or Davis is OG.
You know, honestly, I forget road names. At this point,
Yeah.
I've been gone for so long. But
I think we live next to that.
It was
Tacos
the
and
East
Tequila.
Naples
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like next to a Starbucks in the plaza. Mm-hmm.
We
I
used
worked
to
at that
love
Starbucks
that
for
place.
3 weeks. And
Hey.
then I had this 17-year-old boy teaching me how to sweep. And I was like, I am 28. Don't think I need to learn.
Yeah.
So here's how
Yeah.
you do it. You
This is
take
not-
this stick with the pine needles at the end, and you just move it back and forth.
Yeah.
My mom taught me this yesterday.
No, yeah.
It sucks.
So I think if I could go back, I would want to definitely redo my Naples time. But you can't go back. You can only go forward. So
Yep.
We have a lot of friends that have had it with Naples.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're the last of the Mohicans.
okay.
We're kind of some of the last ones.
Yeah.
last
Where would
survivors.
you want to venture off to after this?
St. Pete is kind of on our list. Of
We've
Hey,
yeah.
come
we,
on.
yeah, we like
We've said it a lot.
we like
Yeah.
St. Pete. It's a cool place.
It is very cool.
We
Yeah.
don't know if we'd leave Florida, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm born and raised in Naples, and that's just like, for me, it's the weather. I've
Yeah.
never even seen snow, so I don't understand like how that happens. So
It's not fun.
I'm scared of the change. Like I'm
Of
being
it.
serious. I've wanted
okay.
to see Colorado so bad. I've never been in a state with legal weed, so I'm always like, what is it like?
Yeah.
What you know what I mean? But once I leave sea level, like I'm gonna be so sick.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is a real thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I moved from Fort Myers to Denver, I had a headache for 6 months, and then my mom. I mean, she born in New York, but she's also been living in Florida here in Englewood with my dad, and she got nosebleeds when she was visiting for just like a few days from
Yeah.
the altitude. So if you do visit Denver, that's probably they have like oxygen bars.
That's what I've heard.
that you can go.
Yeah.
Go to.
You got to way overhydrate. You got to drink so much water when you're up high altitudes like that. It's crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
getting like
But even with smoking, like it will take a
yeah.
lot less
Yep.
to get you high up there compared to here. So y'all are gonna be a cheap date altogether.
Nice.
I like that. It's interesting. I've seen it even on the baking thing, like for cookies. You have to like change the directions. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Because of
Things-
the altitude?
Yes.
Wow.
They don't bake like things do here.
One thing I do know about altitude is it makes you not be able to shit too. Did you ever have that experience?
Yeah. No, I don't think I. That's a new fact for me.
It was as if as soon as I'd go to Canada or whatever, it was like all my insides just shriveled up, and then the turd would be like a rock.
My favorite part about you
Happened
saying that
every
sentence
time.
is that your eyes got really wide and you were just like really endearing. You're like, it was like a rock. It's like I felt the anguish. Right?
It hurt.
My rock. Yeah.
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 I didn't know. Okay, so altitude also affects shit.
I think it's just overall dehydration.
Yeah.
So your shits are dehydrated too.
Yeah, brilliant.
AKA the rock shit.
Rocky 3.
Exactly.
So I got to wrap things up because we're running out of time. But
Gosh, really?
I know.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I got
sad.
one more question for you. What do you think we should do about all the bums?
Wipe them. Use that bidet if you got one. If you don't, Tushy.com.
I love it.
But like the other kind of bums too. Not just asses, but like homeless bums.
Oh shit!
What do we?
This one really.
That's total switched on you. What are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do
about all the bums? That's a tough question. I know. It's a big ending question. I was saving it for the end.
Provide them the necessary resources to restart their lives, create facilities that can help them reintegrate themselves into society and do the jobs that, will create structure in their lives and every day.
Yeah. What if we just armed them? You know what I mean?
Pardon. Wow. If we armed them, they could compete against the teachers we gave guns to. They could be teachers.
Exactly.
No one wants those jobs anyway.
Yeah.
I used to be one, so I get it.
Yeah, same. I think in Florida they lessened the requirement to pretty much nothing anyways.
Yeah.
So
that's what we should do. We'll arm the bums and we'll do like a program where they get into the teachers union or get them in the schools.
Get them
rehabilitated. Where they can do the most good.
I try and watch a school shooter come in. These homeless teachers will be like, ah!
I don't fucking think so.
And those kids are going to learn to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're going to learn.
They're going to learn.
They're going to learn some tough lessons.
They're going to come home and be like, Mommy, look what I learned how to do in chemistry. You're in 2nd grade. But I made this great math.
And I learned, too, there once was like a hobo hieroglyphics of some kind, like a secret language. So the kids will learn it as well.
Yeah, there's like they make signs and things that mean little.
Started in the Great Depression that, homeless people would place it like, don't go here, scary dog, or like this woman will feed you for free. Like, and they had these interesting symbols. And so, yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's really interesting.
That just reminds me, and I don't know why I went here, but in my brain, but the catacombs under Paris.
Yes.
Y'all know about that shit?
No.
I kind of, yeah.
It's like tunnels and tunnels, miles and miles of tunnels under Paris where people will live. There are people living in the tunnels under Paris. They're homeless above, and then
like
they
the
go
fucking Da Vinci Code.
Crazy shit. I don't know.
Like
it's
there's the Louvre and shit, and they're just underneath in a tunnel.
They're just in the tunnels.
Whoa.
There's like communities.
Apparently, a lot of ancient cities have these tunnels and shit.
I think that even Las Vegas has that or something.
It's crazy.
They have like buildings. It's talking about conspiracy theories and shit like that. Like cities being built over cities. So you see these pictures where they dig next to a building, and then there's like a whole other floor under the basement floor, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's freaking cool.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Even in Miami, they found some ancient site
They
recently.
Did they?
Something wicked old.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like, we only thought people were here 10,000 years or whatever. Now we're realizing they've been here way longer than we thought.
It's crazy.
Yo, the Adirondacks, they have fossils dating back to like before, like the very first fossils. Fun fact about the East Coast, if we're talking East Coast shit. Yeah, the Adirondacks, or not Adirondacks, Smoky Mountains and shit, they're all just like sinking because it's just that mountain chain is sinking, and then the Rocky oh, my shit turd. Okay. they're colliding. So that's why we have such a different, scope of both of these mountain ranges.
Interesting.
It is mind-blowing.
Yeah, I think we're going to find that a lot of what we thought about human existence and archaeology just wasn't right.
I think the term or the statement that winners write history comes to mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Who's that guy, the old guy with the glasses, and he's got the show where he like debunks the archaeologist and he uses the stars and shit.
I can't remember.
Anyway.
Bill Nye. I'm just
kidding. Yeah.
I love
my
Bill
favorite.
Nye.
Whatever that show is. It was ancient something, ancient
aliens?
No. Damn.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I blew it. But
It's okay.
you guys know who I'm talking about, right?
If you showed me a picture, I would have it. I would get it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
coming.
Thank you.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to talk about all the fun things.
Yes, which we covered it all. The gambit.
We got it all?
Yep.
Every last shit turd
Every
down the
every
turlet.
fucking turd. We covered it.
This episode is flushed. You do a picture of your cats too.